Alright, RoboCop Rogue City. Just finished it. I'd have to say it's a solid AA title. Has some pretty decent action and everything, but there's a lot of parts that are slow, and running around and stuff gets kind of, well, you're not really running, you're walking. Walking around as RoboCop gets a little boring, doing some of the more minor investigations and stuff. Like I said, it's very apparent that it's a AA. It reminds me a lot of Rage for the PS3, where it has linear, I guess you'd call them dungeons, but they're just linear levels, and there's some minor stuff to collect in them. Not too much, but there isn't a lot to the design of the levels either. They look good, but they suffer from having good graphics that don't really interact with much. Plywood and cardboard, yeah, that stuff will explode, but just like tarps and other stuff doesn't do too much. Like, it can punch just obstacles and nothing happens. The action is pretty satisfying every once in a while when you get a good shot off as RoboCop or something cool happens. Like, you can pick dudes up, toss them, go into slow motion and blast them while they're falling through the air. Ricochet bullets. You can do flashbangs. You can heal, which I should do more often. RoboCop has stats, which every 1,000 experience in the game you can level up. I went full on deduction because that gives you more experience throughout the game from things you collect like notes and such. And I didn't invest too much in the other abilities. I stupidly chose psychology thinking that the decisions that I made in the story would actually affect a lot, but I think it ends up pretty much in the same spot no matter what you do. Pretty decent story. I really like the voice performances. You know, RoboCop himself. That is, I mean, unmistakable. When you watch the trailer, he didn't really sound like himself, but once the game actually came out, you could tell that the voice was indeed Peter Weller, and I thought it sounded great. It sounded pretty much just like I remember him sounding in the movies, but I also didn't watch the movies again before playing this game, and I haven't watched them in a little while, but Peter Weller sounds good. And the likenesses of like Officer Lewis and a few of the other characters in the game are pretty decent too. I don't believe any of the other actors showed up, just RoboCop, but it also suffers from AA game NPCs. There's a lot of standing around doing nothing. Like, they're just standing there, arms crossed, no dialogue, staring at walls or staring at blank screens and stuff. So it's the world doesn't feel very lived in or life filled or anything. I guess lived in and life filled would be pretty similar. But I don't hate the game. I don't see myself playing through it again, but I am glad that I purchased it and played through it at least once. It felt like watching a little bit of a longer RoboCop movie. And I enjoy the first RoboCop. I think I enjoy the second one. I haven't seen it in a long time. I know it's not very good, but it's so stupid that it's enjoyable. And as I said, the action's pretty good. The detective stuff, I could live without it. I just want to get to some more action. The side quests, not very memorable. It's go here, look for this thing, go back. There's a lot of this transitioning from area to area. It doesn't seem like an open world. Like I said, it's a very linear experience. Excuse me. You can find a lot of side quests and stuff if you look around. This is probably the area you're in the most in the game, which is downtown, and it has like 2 or 3 extra missions every time you come here that you can find when you're on your main mission. And there's no real exploration, there's no real reason to explore, as there is nothing to find, like no skins or anything. most of your upgrades for your gun, which is also upgradable, the Auto 9, you can find their circuit boards and pieces in what are called OCP chests. And those are pretty much in every level that you're in. So you'll find those just naturally playing the game. Wow, miss, 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 miss. If you like the character of RoboCop, and if you're interested in something that you can platinum in, I think this was like less than 2 days worth of time. Less than 40 hours for sure. This one isn't too bad. There's like one trophy that's a little bit challenging, and that's the defeating robots within 10 minutes during some factory level. That one, I did it on my first try, but that was being relentless and not really knowing I was even going for the trophy. So even though that trophy is, as I said, challenging, it's not overly difficult. And you can do stuff like that. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I tend to drag out my reviews because I just sit down and talk. I don't plan it out. But showing off a little bit of gameplay, I will not, as I said, be replaying this game. It was fine once. I have no interest in the New Game Plus. I don't really like playing through a game immediately when I just defeated it. So New Game Plus doesn't appeal to me too often in much of anything. Oh, enemy reinforcements. A. Yeah, I would say give RoboCop a shot if you want to play a game that's pretty decent. I really like the effort that the developers put into it. If it was a AAA title, would that make it better? I don't know, because a lot of AAA games recently have been boring, third-person, over-the-shoulder, walking, story-driven, boring fests. Like, I hate God of War Ragnarok. I liked God of War 2018, but God of War Ragnarok was not good to me. It's just Sony tends to do the Last of Us style games where it's small set pieces of action among a lot of story with really good graphics. And this game it just felt older. It felt like a earlier 2000s shooter. There is some boring walking around in between the action set pieces, and as I played the game, I never really felt in danger. But I'm RoboCop. I'm not supposed to feel like I'm in danger. I think I only died twice playing the whole game, and that was during that robot factory trophy, and then once during the end, I think, because I was goofing off. But yeah, not challenging, not too demanding, pretty decent experience.
Come get some!
Watch out! He's coming!
sense of entitlement has a negative impact on the ones around you.
I think I can live with that.
Another fucking glitch. What a shit show.
Everything's ready.
Switch him back on already.
I mean, that everyone is. So yeah, let's just end this now and see if I get the trophy rather than shoot forever and talk about nothing forever. There we go. Super Cop trophy acquired. I mean, that everyone is. So yeah, let's just end this now and see if I get the trophy rather than shoot forever and talk about nothing forever. There we go. Super Cop trophy acquired.
We wish you a speedy recovery.
Wendell's in prison and the old man is on his way out? Could this day be any better? Geez, Steph, don't you have any respect?
Cannot go through. Fire is blocking the way.
Is it done? Is Wendell Antonowski...
Dead. What about the city?
Until next time. Until next time.